Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and welcome to the introduction to Nostalgia Mall Christmas 2022. We are currently looking at footage I recorded from this year's Tanglewood Festival of Lights in Clemmons, North Carolina, a drive-through Christmas light show that I try to attend every year. As is tradition with these videos, I'd like to talk about what went on for me during Christmas 25 years ago and 20 years ago, respectively, starting with 25 years ago, which would be Christmas 1997. Because my parents didn't record that particular Christmas on video, my memories of it are a little fuzzier than others. But what I do remember is that I was 8 years old at the time, and my dad had just built the building on the side of our house that he used as his den, and what would eventually be my computer room from 2004 to 2020. However, in December 1997, it was just a basic shed at the time of construction. As far as gifts are concerned, that year I received the Hot Wheels Super Electronic Garage, something I had wanted for Christmas the previous year, but my parents were unable to find due to high demand. I was so excited to get this, and this eventually led me to getting other Hot Wheels World items to create my own Hot Wheels town. Let me know in the comments if any of you had one of these. I think it's still in the attic at my mom's house, if it hasn't dry rotted by now. The other big gift I received that year was a Super Nintendo. I already had gotten a Nintendo 64 that year, but I had seen so many cool looking games for the Super Nintendo that I wanted one. The one I wound up getting was actually the Model 2 edition, which was the standard issue at the time. Though for some reason I don't remember mine coming with any games, though I did get some games for it for Christmas. I don't remember exactly what games I got for Christmas that year for the Super Nintendo, but I do remember collecting quite a few over the years. Some of my favorites being Donkey Kong Country, Mario Paint, and the Super Game Boy add-on. That was really cool. I also remember getting a copy of the recently released Spy Fox and Dry Cereal by Humongous Entertainment, the first game in the Spy Fox series. I remember playing it that Christmas on the Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT. Speaking of computer games, my aunt also got me a copy of Hot Wheels Custom Car Designer. I remember she was trying to install it on the Packard Bell 822 for me, and wound up decreasing the Windows 95 color mode to 16 colors, and it took us forever to get it fixed. Alright, Christmas 20 years ago, Christmas 2002. I was 13 at the time. Man, it just does not feel like that was that long ago. To me, the entire 2000s decade still seems like yesterday to me, so that's one of the many reasons I don't have much, if any, nostalgia for that decade. Though, I will go back and talk about Christmas that year, just because that was 20 years ago, and that is a milestone. We had just gotten our first Windows XP computer in November, which was my dad's Dell Inspiron 2650 laptop, which he ordered off of QVC. I remember for both of us it was a bit of a learning curve coming from Windows 98 and Millennium Edition, but it wound up being one of the best operating systems we ever used, and I'm sure it's one of the best for you folks as well. There's a lot of love for Windows XP out there, and every bit of it is well deserved. Now, not many people from outside North Carolina will remember this, but on December 4th and 5th of 2002, the state was struck by one of the worst ice storms in the state's history, blanketing most of the central part of the state from Greensboro to Raleigh with devastating ice, causing power outages that would last for several weeks for some people. Our house was no exception, and at roughly 5:45 a.m. on the morning of Thursday, December 5th, we woke up to the sound of the power going out. So later that day, my dad hooked our trusty Craftsman generator up to our side building, and we were able to stay warm and watch some TV. Thankfully, we were fortunate and had our power restored late that afternoon. Christmas Eve and day came that year, and unfortunately, I spent Christmas that year with a nasty cold. Now, it was nothing that kept me bedridden, but it was still a big nuisance. On the bright side, thanks to the NyQuil I had, I slept better that Christmas Eve night than I ever did. For gifts that year, I got a 25-inch Panasonic TV with a built-in VCR. This was a great TV that served me for many years up until the late 2000s. It even had a built-in FM radio tuner, something that was definitely unique for a TV of that size, and I don't think I've ever seen that since. I also got the DVD remote for the Xbox I had gotten for Christmas that year, and that became my main DVD player for roughly a year or so when I finally got a real DVD player in my bedroom. So that was a look at Christmas for me in 1997 and 2002. I certainly hope you enjoyed my nostalgic ramblings. I already have plenty of videos lined up for Nostalgia Mall Christmas 2022. I won't give it all away, but we'll be looking at some old laptops, a very interesting all-in-one desktop computer, an old TV, among many other things, so I hope you stay tuned. Until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off. Thank you for visiting the Nostalgia Mall. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You may also support me on Patreon if you would like. The links to these are in the description below. Until next time, this is Billy Core wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.